And of course, I would be remiss not to play the game I worked on after playing everything else in the jam. So here's Cult Mystery. The premise is that we have infiltrated a cult as an undercover initiate to prevent them from summoning something awful. And we gotta do that by keeping suspicion off of ourselves as we speak to all the other cult members and try to retrieve the pieces of a big MacGuffin device that we'll use to stop the ritual. Here's the first cult member. It's a concept we were very attached to of the man who doesn't believe he exists, which is just a guy that always says the opposite of what he means and doesn't believe that he exists. And he wants us to confirm that he doesn't exist by destroying a photo that was taken of him. You can see that indicator in the top left telling me I have to do various chores, and I have to do the chores because otherwise, if I miss any of the chores, then the suspicion meter on the left will go up. Here's another cult member, which is Sarah, the other cult initiate. She doesn't have a particular quest for us, but she does have a purpose. Now it's nighttime, which means it is time to sleep. But if I have quests that I still want to do, and I don't want to be stuck doing chores, I can try to get them done during the night. But of course there's a security guard patrolling to enforce a curfew, and if I get caught as I do here, then suspicion goes up. Unless I blame the new initiate for it, which keeps suspicion off me temporarily. But of course, something so simple, overusing it will have unintended consequences, like a non-standard game over. Let's agree to pull some weeds for the elderly couple. The elderly couple is the sprite that I'm the most proud of drawing, because since there's two people in one, I wasn't allowed to just mirror every sprite for left and right like I did with most of the other characters. Here's the shopkeeper. I'm gonna agree to deliver some packages for him. And then there should be one more quest. Oh yes, the pastor. He wants us to fetch some firewood for him. So that should be all the quests that are available. We can turn the first quest in that we completed to the man who doesn't believe he exists. and he'll give us a way to get into the pastor's home, where one of the device pieces are contained. You're not going to see it because hopefully I won't fail this playthrough, but the way that we match the jam theme is that you only get one try to complete this quest without getting too much suspicion on you. And if you fail, we have two other characters that can be given to the player at the start of the game. One is the detective that starts with a lockpick, so he doesn't need to do the quest for the man who doesn't believe he exists. And the reporter, who gains suspicion slower than the others. Right now I'm playing the athlete in his little tracksuit here, whose ability is to run faster around the town. Probably the most useful one, who knows. It's definitely my preference. I think that should be all the quests done. But while we're here, we should open up Father Donald's house for a device piece. I got caught again. This time I'll just eat the suspicion gain. And now I should be able to turn in all of the quests to get all the remaining keys to collect all the rest of the device pieces this next night. Initially, we had a lot more complicated ideas for a whole sort of social roguelike where dialogue choices and maintaining good relationships with every specific character were going to be more important, but of course that's way out of scope for a game jam game. And personally I'm pretty happy with the high-speed game style that we ended up with. Let's go crack open the remaining doors. Get really close to getting caught there. And then we should be able to complete the game by destroying the altar. As you place the finished device on the altar, a searing light breaks its way through the seams. A screeching sound that you have too few ears to truly comprehend rides on the air, and you are thrown to the ground. Father Donald comes running, falling to his knees. "No!" he yells as the device seals the tear between worlds. "We were nearly finished summoning the otherworldly beings." As the townspeople gathered around the shining light, you managed to slip away from the town, leaving the ancient evils behind an infinite veil forever. Thank goodness the world had you, hero. So that's Cool Mystery. This was my first time working on a team for a game jam, and I am super fortunate to have gotten such a wonderful one, and very happy with what we were able to accomplish. So many thanks to them. And many thanks to the Game Jam organizers. They should be proud of what they accomplished and proud of the idea for the jam in general. I believe I benefited greatly from being pushed to form a team, which is something I wouldn't usually do. Thank you very much to everyone who submitted something to the jam. It was wonderful to see all the cool ideas that were made. And thank you to anyone who decided to watch me play through all of these. Hope you stick around, perhaps.